Hi guys, hello. My name is Tom, and today I'm here with a very special class. This is a lesson I've done recently with one of my classes, and this class is about getting ready for an interview, which takes place in English. Um, this lesson is for those whose level of English is already at least a pre-intermediate, intermediate level. And what this class is going to teach you is how to kind of sound better, how to sound more proficient, how to kind of take another step to being a more proficient speaker of English language. This language that I'm going to introduce today will show that your, let's say, your vocabulary that you've got regarding jobs, regarding work, is on much higher level than it is at the moment. So, as you can see, let's get started so we're not wasting our time here. So what you can see here on the first slide is that I've got 6 sentences on the left, and I've got 6 sentences on the right. In those 6 on the left, there are words involved: challenging, monotonous, repetitive, rewarding, motivating, demanding, and tedious. So this exercise is going to be about learning these words if we don't already know them. What I want you to do is to match the sentences on the left with those on the right. So, for example, if you believe that number 4, motivating, I work in a small graphic design company and I find my job really motivating, means that it tests your abilities and keeps you motivated, is D. So you just match it with D. If not, if you think it's something else, you match it with another sentence here. So what I suggest you do is now, if you can stop the video and try to do the exercise, okay? Because I'm going to tell you the answer straight away. I'm not going to wait for you, but because we're on YouTube and you've got an option of, pausing the video, so I suggest you pause it now. Try to do the exercise first, right? You do it on your own, and then continue playing it where I'll show you the answers. So let's pause it now. Good. So now I'm going to tell you the correct answers for these. So let's start with the first one. My job, very challenging, right? I say my job is very challenging. And what it actually means is that it tests my abilities and keeps me motivated, right? If something's challenging, it's meaning it's not easy, right? So there is a lot to learn. And because it's not kind of monotonous, it might be hard sometimes. What makes it challenging? It challenges you, it challenges your abilities. That's what it means. I'm a cashier, for example, in a supermarket. I quite enjoy my job, but it can be a bit monotonous or repetitive. So when I use these 2 words, it actually means that I have to do exactly the same thing every single day. I don't know how it works these days when you are a cashier in a supermarket, but usually what you do exactly the same every single day. So that's what makes it repetitive. Yeah, you repeat the same activity every single day. All right, number 3, I'm a primary school teacher. I think working with young children is very rewarding, very rewarding. So when I say the job that I'm doing now is very rewarding for me, what I'm saying that it actually makes me happy because I think it's useful and important for the others. Obviously, when you're a primary school teacher, you teach the children there, and that's because they learn, they study, and the fact that you actually taught them something makes it rewarding for you. Other jobs can be rewarding too. Any job can be rewarding. Number 4, I work in a small graphic design company and I find my job really motivating. So when my job motivates me, it means that the kind of work that I do and perhaps the people I work with make me want to work harder, be better worker, and so on. So the whole group, the whole company, the whole, as I said, the group of people you're working with, motivates you. They make you want. Being a surgeon is very demanding. When something is demanding, might be a synonym of challenging, really. Means that it's very high pressure, for instance. It requires a lot of skill, and perhaps you are required to work long hours. So if you imagine being a surgeon, it's not an easy job. So that's a very demanding job. There are a lot of things that you have to do. All right, and the last one here, I work in the passport office. My job is incredibly tedious. So when we say that a job is tedious, yeah, it means, yeah, it takes a long time and it's boring. So it'd be something tedious. It's actually a synonym of the adjective boring. Yeah, it means you don't enjoy it. It's not fun. It's tedious. Right, well done. So the vocabulary here on the left, challenging, repetitive, rewarding, and so on. Again, this is the beginning of our lesson here, and these are some vocabulary that you can use when you talk about your job, right? Because at the interview, you are already asked about the jobs you previously had. So again, these are very good words that you can use to talk about those. Now, if we move on, what we've got here, I hope you can see it, is that, again, I've got some sentences here. For example, I can speak English very well. I've done this sort of job before, and my job was to sell tickets. So these are examples of facts that I want to say about my previous job or about my skill. I can actually speak English very well. Nothing wrong with these 3 sentences that we've got here. They are completely fine. But what we want to do is that we want to make them better. Better in meaning that our English sounds more proficient. Yeah. So to the listener, to the person, the interviewer, can actually hear that our English is on a very high level. It's more advanced than if we actually have these sentences. So again, what we're going to do now, I suggest pause the video and try to think of a sentence, so kind of rewriting the sentences that we've got here using the words that we've got here. So in the first sentence, using high, in the second one, relevant, and the third one, charge. Okay. So try to think of a sentence where you basically say the same, wise, but changing it a little bit and also incorporating these words that we've got here. Yeah, let's try to do that. Pause it, try to do it on your own, and then I'll tell you. Let's go now. Good. And now I'm going to tell you the answers as to how we can actually transform. So the first one, I can speak English very well, could be transformed into something like this, saying I have a high level of spoken English. Yeah? So having high level of not just spoken English, but anything means that you do it very well. And again, if you use this sentence, the red one, it sounds more advanced than the first one. I've done this sort of job before, and we can transform that into something like this. I have some relevant experience. Yeah. So again, rather than saying I've done this sort of job before, saying I have some relevant experience in this field sounds much more proficient. My job was to sell tickets. So again, whatever the job was, you can rather say that you were in charge of something. So for example, in our case here, I was in charge of selling tickets. Yeah, what we can say here. All right, and again, sounds much better than just saying, okay, this is what I did. My job was to sell tickets. All right. I actually got one more here. The first sentence, I'd love to work at the festival. So I'm applying for a job. We've got something to do with working at the festival, which takes place in the summer. So again, saying it a bit differently, using the word welcome. The second one, I think I'll be good at this job, right? Because they ask you, why do you think you're good for this job? You have to say why. So again, nothing wrong with this sentence, but there might be a better way of saying the very similar or very same thing using the word suitable. All right, and last but not least, if you need to know anything else, I'll tell you. We can use this in a letter, we can use this in an email, but also at the actual interview, saying, okay, if there's anything else you need, I'll just give it to you. Try to change that with the word require. All right. So again, now is the time to pause this video for some time. Try to transform these sentences on your own, and then continue playing the video where I'll tell you the answers. All right, so let's go. Good, and now we're back with me telling you the answers. So I'd like to work at the festival, could be easily transformed into something like this. So I would welcome the chance to be part of. Yeah, so again, rather than saying, I would love to, is completely fine, you can say it, but you could also use, I would welcome the chance to be or to do anything that is more relevant, your job that you like to get, you like to do. I think I'll be good at this job. Rather than saying that, we could say, I believe, in my point of view, whatever, I would be suitable for the job, for instance. Yeah. Or I believe I would be good, I would be suitable. And replacing the word good with suitable. Again, slightly better. And the last one here, if you need to know anything else, I'll tell you. So that could be, again, changed into, if you require any further information, I would be happy to provide it. So again, meaning-wise, the same. Again, the red one, latter sentence, sounding more good. Well done. So I can already feel that you are much better speaking English. So there is one more exercise that I've got prepared for you. And again, something to do with the vocabulary related to, okay, follow so we can see it all, make you not only sound much better, but to also have vocabulary. And because it's pretty much about knowing the vocabulary you need to talk about your job. Like, you don't want to be looking for words. You need to know those words. You need to know how to use them properly and when needed. So what I've got here is sometimes it's not complete. As you can see in the gaps, we're looking for words. The first letter or a few are always given to kind of help you to guess the right words that we need. And again, the way we're going to do it is that I suggest you pause this video, try to do it on your own first, and then continue playing the video where I tell you answers. So let's do it now, shall we? Go. All right, and now we're back with me telling you the answers of these. So let's start with the first one. So I'm saying that I'm a manager and I'm in charge of the sales department. Yeah, so to be in charge, it means I'm the boss here. I'm the manager. When you're a manager, you are in charge of something or someone. And what you have to do is that you have to deal with some very difficult clients. We deal with those clients. I'm also responsible for publicity. Yeah, so this is what I also do. That's what I also do. I'm responsible. I'm off work at the moment. I'm on maternity leave. So when you are off work, it means you are not actually there. Maternity leave, do we know what that means? So when a woman has a baby, obviously she needs to stay at home with the baby, not working at the same time. So can be paternity leave as well if the father decides to stay at home. So then again, being off work, not working. All right, number two, I'm part of a team. Exactly. I'm part of a team. I always work with other people. I have the opportunity, very good, travel, which is something I appreciate. I have good prospects in this job. I think I can go far. I'm hoping to get, what are you hoping for? Exactly, promotions. I'm hoping to get promoted to head of department next year. Good, so that was the second paragraph. Let's move to the third one. I'm hoping to get, what are you hoping to get? You're hoping to get the raise. So getting more money. I think my salary is very low. It's, what kind of job? It's a temporary job. So if you got a temporary job, it actually means that you only on a short-term contract, right? Short-term contract. And you have no job security. So if you're on a short-term contract, you have no job. All right, let's move on to the fourth one. How are we doing so far? Get them right? Yeah. All right, so the fourth paragraph here. So this is not nice when this happens to you. Nobody wants that. So we got the word fired. Yeah, so when you fired, a synonym of fired, being sacked. So I was sacked or fired, which is a synonym, from my last job. Why? Because my boss didn't like the way I worked. Now I'm self-employed. Yeah, so working for myself, there is nobody above me. And I run my own business. That actually means we could replace run with having your own. So I run my own business and I'm much happier. I only work part-time from 10 to 2. And in the afternoon, I'm doing an open university course, working part-time, only 4 hours. Okay, we're getting to the last one, finally. All right, so number 5, I was made, what? What was I made? I was made redundant, exactly, because there were too many workers and the company was losing money. So when the company is losing money or they don't have enough money to pay all the employees, they have to make somebody redundant, basically saying goodbye. I've been out of work 3 months now, but I hope to find a job soon. So when you're out of work, it means there's no job for you. You don't have any, and perhaps you're looking for a new one, or you're looking for some. So you're out of work. Okay. There is a difference between saying that you are off work, right? Like we had in the first paragraph here. So this actually doesn't mean that you don't have a job. You've got it, but the thing is that you can't actually go there because you've got a baby and you have to look after it. Here, when you are out of work, it means that you don't actually have a job to return to, right? Like now, there's no job and you need to find a new one. So that's the difference. Okay, next sentence here. I've been doing some voluntary work. So I've been doing some voluntary work at the local community center. So voluntary work is kind of work which you do for free. So you're not getting paid. Okay, so that's voluntary work. Maybe that's something you've done before. So again, use it at the interview. Tell them that you've done voluntary work. Okay, we get into the last sentence here. It's unpaid, but at least I'm getting some more work experience. Exactly. So as I said, if you do voluntary work, it's for free. You're not getting paid. So why do usually people do it? They do it for the experience. Yeah, because perhaps you're a student, so obviously you don't have any experience yet. So this is what you do to get your experience. And in return, or not getting paid by the company means that you get the experience that you need so much. Okay, guys, I believe we are at the end of my presentation here, and therefore at the end of this class. I hope you found it useful. Again, what we've seen today, this is vocabulary, this is some language that you definitely need and that you can use when you are at an interview or when you apply for a job even. So everything that you've seen today is related to work environment, especially preparing yourself or being at the interview. So I hope you found it useful. If you actually preparing yourself for an interview, which will take place in English, I hope you found this useful, and I wish you the best of luck. And yeah, anyways, that's all for me. I think there's no more you need to need. If you've got any more questions regarding this topic, so applying for a job, job interviews, anything like that, writing a letter of recommendation, whatever, CVs, you can always write me in comments. I'll be more than happy to write you with some more. But for now, anyway, that's all for me. And I'll see you soon. Bye.